Hello all. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the characters in the beta, right? So, we obviously have the new ones. This is what I want to talk about, by the way. If you want my opinion on the old characters, I'd probably put Silver Wolf as the number one buffs-wise. I truly did think that she'd get nerfed, but somehow she made it to live, being better than the newer Nihility Cypher, right? So, Silver Wolf is probably number one. I do think Jingliu, after the recent changes in Premium Team, right? Like, if you're doing Premium Team versus Premium Team, I do think Jingliu is stronger than Blade at E0S1, but Blade has the better E1, I'm pretty sure, right? So, you know, they're both strong, they both got very good buffs, but my opinion, sorry for the background noise, it's very hot over here, so I need to have my window open, no AC. My opinion on Blade and Jingliu, or mostly Jingliu, is that even though Jingliu, for sure, she's way stronger in her premium team now, right? That premium team has changed. I don't think too many people are happy about that. There was already the HP scaling change for a character who was mostly attack based. For Blade it made sense because he was mostly HP based, but they also made Jingliu HP based only. And then My Day is now her best in slot Lycone, My Day's Lycone. Her best in slot sustain is very, very easily E0S1 Hyacine, and this obviously means that the best AoE buffer for 2 HP scaling DPSs, one being a sub, being Hyacine, is Tribby. So her, like, not only have her relics just completely fucking changed, her entire identity has changed. The team is different, relics are different, kit is different, the way she functions is different, and overall it's for sure a very noticeable buff and W's, right, for anyone who can afford this. I do think that any returning players, right, you're gonna have to put a lot of investment into this older character who isn't gonna get future best in slots unless it's indirectly for the newer DPSs, right? So that's just my quick thoughts on that. I think Silver Wolf is number one, Jingliu is number two, Blade is number three, and Kafka, you know, I am using current value, by the way. That's why Kafka is in higher. I do think Kafka could end up being better than all of these, you know, Blade and Jingliu, because she should get some really good synergy with Heislin's upcoming in 3.5, but we don't know anything about that yet. So I would like to hold off and say Kafka's in last place, right? But overall, I think everybody got amazing buffs. Overall W's, right? Archer, Saber, and Phenon. Finally, most of the Phenon dooming is over, because version 5 is the last version in which he will receive kit changes. V6 will be the creator server. Right, so finally, people are coming around now that it's this late and realizing, wait, if we make Phenon even stronger and then he gets Ceredra, he's gonna power creep the shit out of the game, right? So if I just have normal expectations for him to be on cast level or slightly better, best in slot team versus best in slot team, then I'll be happy with that, right? Finally, people are coming around for Phenon and realizing that this guy is 100% just going to get most of his, you know, elevated performance through, you know, teammate shilling, because Phenon is a very unique character. His vertical investment versus teammate investment is night and day, because there are no teammates in the game yet that can synergize with his kit, right? So do keep that in mind. Phenon has amazing future potential, and in my opinion, he will be caster's level, if not even slightly stronger, right? Next, we have Archer. Archer is currently stronger than Phanon, but of course this isn't like old, like Aglaya was stronger than Castris on release, right? Then Castris got Hyacine, Castris goes to tier 1 or number 1. So Archer is currently looking very, very strong, right? He did recently get a small nerf that made him around like 8 to 10% weaker, but I won't say he's like a ruined character because of that nerf, right? At the end of the day, he went from strongest single target DPS to strongest single target DPS, just not by as much, right? So Archer is for sure an amazing unit, especially for a free character, right? This is someone everybody's going to be able to get for free, and he's reviving old supports that have been out of meta, like Silverwolf and Sparkle, and has them as his best in slots. So I do have to say that Archer is a very, very good thing that Hoyo did here, making a free character this solid of a pick. He brute forces APOC without even breaking the boss. He brute forces MOC. He probably has, out of all the newer characters, the best low cost sustain 0 cycles, right? You've seen a lot of sustainless Phanon 0 cycles. You've seen some like high cost Saber ones, but Saber's low cost 0 cycles are usually in Phanon's shield MOC, right? Because she can spam, that skill quite often now, and that leads to a lot more damage. That's not normal, right? So Archer is for sure the strongest of the 3 on release, reviving older supports, and he's free. I think he's the biggest W out of all this. Now obviously I do think Phanon will be stronger in the future, blah blah blah, right? Saber, she looks in the middle, right? She looks in the middle. She's a decent pickup. She's for sure energy hungry, so you want to run that Sunday Robin Ho team as her premium one. But I have to say that I think she's actually the weakest between these 3. Like I do think, surprisingly, when I originally thought, right before this whole beta stuff started, I thought Archer would probably be the weakest, even though he would still be strong, and I thought Saber would be the strongest or on the same level as Phanon, but nope. Saber seems to be the weakest of the 3. She for sure, I could see some future synergy with possibly Cyrene. We got a leak a while ago that we should be getting a support at some point that can insta refill ults on the team. That's probably going to be that character's ultimate, right? And something like this would easily be the best in slot for Saber, and if I had to guess, the most likely candidate is Cyrene, right? So if Cyrene actually ends up being like that, or we get a future, more energy supports, obviously Saber is going to be able to benefit from this massively, right? So yeah, that's all my thoughts on all the characters. I think Silverwolf is the best of the pack in the buffs. I think Kafka could end up being right there with Silverwolf when Heislands comes around, and I think Jingliu and Blade both got very, very good buffs, and Jingliu, I'd argue, is better than Blade, but once again, her entire identity has changed, right? I think Phanon will obviously be the strongest among the 3 new characters, given his future best in slot chilling. Archer is currently the best looking character out of everyone, and Saber is looking like a middle in the pack situation where it kind of reminds me of Yun Li in a way. That's who Saber reminds me of. She kind of does remind me of Yun Li, right? She's there, she's good, but is she like a top tier pick in anything? Not really, right? That's exactly how I feel about Saber. So love you all. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hearing my opinion. I have to say thank you guys for the support lately. It's been pretty good, like the last few weeks especially, and it's only been ramping up more and more over time, and I'm truly grateful for it. And I do have to warn you guys though, right? Like a lot of people are subscribing to me and stuff. I don't want to make this like my job, right? Like my main thing. So here and there I may take a few breaks. You'll realize I never edit any of my content really at all. this isn't meant to be something I take that seriously. This is a very passionate hobby I have, right? I really like discussing theory crafting. I really like discussing leaks here and there. I'll give my opinion on stuff, but I'm mainly a leaks content creator, right? So I do have to say, I'm sorry, you might be disappointed if you subscribe to me over like one of my videos that were opinion based and a little controversial. I'm not that type of content creator, right? I am for sure more leaks based. I am technically opinion based, but like for leaks and stuff, right? And yeah, this is just a passion, a hobby. It's not something I take seriously or as a job. So if you guys don't mind that, you know, I appreciate the continued support. I appreciate the love. You're all amazing people, and I wish you all the best, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.